He kōna e purangi tēnei nā te reo irirangi o Aotearoa.
We have a play group, and now because it's school holiday, so we do the open up, 2 weeks program for holidays. And then each children come from different schools, and they come and join here from 2:30 to 6:30. Oh my God, it's amazing.
It looks like it's going to be a busy afternoon.
Yes, today is the last day. That's why we are doing them like a graduation and send them away.
At Auckland's Wesley Community Centre, things are getting pretty busy this afternoon. A big group of Somali and other Muslim women are here with their kids as part of the programme run by New Zealand Ethnic Women's Trust. That's Azia Mohammed you just heard.
The New Zealand Ethnic Women Trust is running over 2 decades.
For 20 years, Fadimo Ahmed has been leading this trust. She's a former refugee from Somalia.
We started from the refugee women set up this organization, and they come from Somalia because mostly they are single moms and limited English language, so they prefer to have some skills.
Today, the trust helps Muslim women from different countries with skills like sewing, driving, learning English, even with after-school programs and parenting programs. Fadimo says they've received help over the past 3 years from the Ministry of Ethnic Communities through its outreach activities and support of funding applications for some of the Trust's individual programs.
Community and the Ministry of Ethnic Community, they value for the minority of ethnic community, and they promote their skills, and they help to empowering of the community groups. Yeah, they represent for all community, not only our community. Because they are, they come to empower of the social cohesion.
Although funding for organisations like Fadimo's comes directly from the Department of Internal Affairs, the Ministry of Ethnic Communities serves as an advising agency to the government with its outreach and networks into ethnic communities, helping inform frameworks, policies and representation. But ACT Party's David Seymour thinks the time's up for demographic ministries like these.
We don't need to have government departments with flash titles and ever-expanding bureaucracies. What we need is good policy and practical results, and I think we can achieve that a lot better without a government department that will continue growing to keep itself busy, but won't actually deliver results for the people it's named after. And if you want to support people who are doing work on the ground with people in great need, then it's actually better for the next government to reduce the amount of people within departmental agencies and ministries.
So then are you talking about a cut in the number of employees, or are you talking about an entire shutting down of demographic ministries?
Well, we're talking about shutting down the ministry such as it exists.
And that possible outcome of the elections is something that's causing a fair amount of concern in community organisations.
My name is Max Pratt. I work with Faduma as a youth advisor with her. The people that we work with, they're small in population, but they have needs within the country that a lot of other areas aren't focused on. So the Ministry of Ethnic Communities does a lot of work in providing that voice and helping us with promotion of that voice. DIA funding for our sewing program, and they've helped us with just general support and promotion for our programs, a lot of it. But sewing is the main one that they funded recently.
That's quite a core program, right?
It is, it is.
Giving women skills to run their own businesses. And
With the Ministry of Ethnic Communities, they provide us with a platform to speak to high representatives that aren't really focused on our community, because it's a small community. And so, yes, it's a little bit scary because the prospects of it not being there, but we'll keep doing what we do, and whatever system's in place, we'll work within that system to try and do the best for our communities.
Sharon Ward is the CEO of Refugees as Survivors, who provide well-being and mental health support services to refugee communities. They've received about $10,000 this year with support from the MEC.
I think it would be a foolish move and very, very backward in planning. One of the big points of the ministry is it's an across-government ministry, so it provides nuances and information and engagement to help link the ethnic communities to the ministries, and that helps disseminate information and provides government agencies with, really good common sense and understanding of the needs of this growing population.
And that's on an upward trajectory from about 1 million people, 20% of New Zealand's population, who identify as part of ethnic communities. Rokana Sherwood leads Belong Aotearoa, another community organisation working with migrant and refugee groups. They've received support via the MEC over the past few years to conduct some of their programmes.
The positive changes I've seen have been by having more staff within the ministry. They're able to reach out to communities, not just to go for celebrations and festivals and that kind of thing, but really get to know and understand the barriers that some of the ethnic communities here in Aotearoa face on a daily basis. And having those insights, they're able to then work across governmental departments to advocate and have a voice. So, this is quite a novelty, I think. And I really saw it coming into play around, with COVID. For the first time, we saw community organisations that had a focus on certain ethnicities or had a deep cultural understanding around the way that community worked. Ministry of Ethnic Communities advocated for those community groups to receive contract funding to support their community in the time of COVID, to navigate the systems and really help them understand.
But David Seymour thinks otherwise.
I would argue it would be better to use money for community groups that are achieving tangible results rather than an ever-expanding bureaucracy. And this happens right across the Ministry of Education, Ministry of Business, Innovation and Employment. I mean, right across government, you've seen around a 30% increase in personnel while results for people on the ground have actually declined. And unfortunately, that appears to be true on the Ministry for Ethnic Communities as much as any other.
So I spoke to Minister for Diversity, Inclusion and Ethnic Communities, Priyanka Radhakrishnan.
Look, that's really vague, firstly. Secondly, it tells me that he doesn't understand how the public service works at all, because we know that the large agencies just don't know how to engage with ethnic communities or what their needs and aspirations are. That's the whole point of population agencies. So saying that you can absorb it into the wider machinery of government won't work. It'll render us invisible again. One of the things that many from ethnic communities raise with me is the lack of leadership or representation of ethnic communities at virtually every level of leadership. We've had that in the public sector when you look at boards for a number of years. The ministry, since it was formed, has changed that and increased ethnic representation by 64%. By working at it, the complexities of ethnic communities, the needs and the aspirations that we have are different from other communities, and they deserve to be represented.
Belong Aotearoa's Rokana Sherwood again.
I personally think if you don't have some kind of institution upholding some values and care, I don't know what the answer is, but there definitely has to be something to hold the country accountable around equity for everyone who lives here.
And that's Voices, with me, Kadambri Raghukumar. Every week on Voices, I talk to people across different communities in New Zealand. We talk art, politics, science, and a whole lot of other things in between. So follow the series on Spotify, Apple, and all good podcast platforms. Today's episode was mixed by Daniel Hurley, and my name's Kadambri Raghukumar. Thanks for listening.